Hi everyone, this is Liz with 143 Handmade, and today we're going to work on the, sorry my chair's super noisy. Today we're working on the Crazy S quilt, as I call them, and it's kind of a cross between Crumb quilting and Crazy quilting. It's my own little spin on things, and I think this is, let's see, block number 5. 1, 2, 3. Nope, so block number 4. Okay, so block number 4. So I'm just going to get started. This is just a piece that I have centered up, and I put the marking down so that way I can do my stay stitching when I'm done. So yeah, just going to get started. If you don't have any idea what I'm talking about, you can go check out the rest of the playlist. I will have it linked below so you can catch up. I have an intro, and then I'm showing every single block as I do them. Not that everybody really needs that, but you know, that's what I've decided to do this time. So I'm just gonna you just grab a centerpiece and then you just start layering pieces around it. I tend to go round and round in like concentric circles, essentially. But you don't have to. You can go opposites. You can, you can do it however you want to do it. It's one of the great things about this method is that you can really make it your own. Each piece is totally unique and to your scraps. Now, when you have situations like this, you can trim that off if you're worried about bulk. I kind of like a heavy blanket, so I leave it there most of the time. And then just let it be an underlayer. I'm going to spin this around and kind of finger press this down. And cut roughly along that line. Okay, I'm gonna have to pick a couple stitches to get that out, not a big deal. And roughly along that line. You want to leave it a little bit long. Err on the side of caution, leaving it a little bit on the long side. Just have a seam ripper under here somewhere. So sometimes you will have to pick out a stitch or two to take off a piece that you don't want there. It's just part of the process. Okay. Snip that fabric. It's still holding on. And there we go. Stick that away. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll get caught in the next seam. Let's see, is this big enough? Yep, just. Cool. I like to use pieces that are just big enough. Because then there's no waste. There's no trimming, there's no waste, there's no cutting. You know. Sorry if you can't hear me when I talk with my sewing machine on. It's hard to tell what you guys can hear, what you can't. My microphone, I could not locate it very quickly this evening, so I just let it go. But yeah, so, and then, you know, you go to work. Remember which edge you're working off of, because you're going to get weird angles like that. And then I just continue to work my way around. This is a great practice piece. This is a great practice piece because there's no precision to it. You know, you can do it however you want, basically. It's just fine. You know, you're allowed. There's not a lot of rules you have to worry about breaking. There's no real precision. It's a great time to practice your 1/4 inch seam allowance, all that stuff. I like working on the foundation piece, but you don't have to. Actually, I think I'm just going to leave it there. And then I need another long bit to go from all the way over here to all the way. So I might have to grab some more of the pieces here in a second. from behind the camera, which means bringing my big old wild chair around again. Oh. Intentionally do repeats in the quilt, but I try not to repeat in the same block. So that's why I will probably need to hop up and grab some more of the bigger pieces here in just a second. I think I have another couple pieces that'll work for over here. That piece will just fit. So and I do mix materials. I don't stick to 100% cottons. That's just personal preference though. There's no reason why you need to incorporate other things. But yeah, I don't have anything else very big over here. So I'm gonna jump behind camera for just a second into my box here. You can probably hear me a lot better over here too. And grab out some more pieces. Here we go. That'll be enough. So, sorry about that. Thought I was all prepared. You know how that goes, right? These fabrics come from all kinds of different locations, you know, all kinds of different ways that I got these fabrics. So, some of them I just purchased just off of eBay, off of de-stash lots. I think that's a great way to pick up inexpensive fabric. I like working with other people's de-stashes stuff, you know, because you get different fabrics than you would have ever gone to the store and purchased. And I find that great fun. You know, I like the puzzle piece effect of it too, because you never know what sizes and shapes and stuff you're gonna get. See, this piece is I really like this purple, and that is big enough to be a piece of a crumb quilt, so I'm going to go ahead and snip that off. I will use that, not in this project, but in another. Fold that back, and I just finger press most of this. I will eventually take it to my ironing station over there at some point, but you know, I don't worry about it right at first. Try and find a little corner. There we go. I like this stripy one to go right here because it's so close, and I mainly just want to tack this big piece down more than anything. But I don't want to just run down the whole edge for no reason. So I'm going to add this corner piece in. And I'm fairly certain that that covers that whole corner. Like so. Yeah, because you can see where my stitch line is. So yeah, I'm more than covered there. Hope you guys could see that. I don't know if I flipped that over good enough. I'll do it again. But yeah, so here's the stitch line. That triangle's up off this direction, so that should be good. Covered that line. I've covered that line. Where am I with this corner? This corner. That's where it crosses the line there. So I need another little triangle for right here in this corner. And first I'm going to go ahead and straighten that out. trim right along with this line. Get rid of that extra. Kind of fold this over to remind me where that needs to be. Okay, so we're about here. Sorry about that, the camera jumping around. That was my lady jumping onto the table. She's a big kitty and my table's not very steady, so between the two she makes a big jump, or a big difference. Impact. There we go. That corner is now covered. So I only have these two more to do. Move my little pieces out of the way again. Get to some of my larger pieces. I like to use old clothing in these type of quilts. It really adds to the memory effect, you know, because it's not just a quilt anymore. It's when it has that piece of clothing, it reminds you of the person who owned that clothing. If it's, you know, somebody that's passed away or something like that, or somebody you just don't get to see very often, or some sort of event that you wore that to, you know, or a bunch of events. If you're like me and you wear your clothes excessively, not just once or twice. Okay. Making sure to check underneath and make sure everything is pressed down flat where I want it to be. I'm going to end up with some dimension and some puckering and stuff like that because I'm not ironing in between each piece. I'm not taking that time, and I'm totally fine with that. I like that texture in my blankets. I know it's not for everybody though, so you know, you do you kind of thing. Just sharing my process, which is definitely not going to be the right fit for everybody. But it's how I do it. There we go, snip that off. And let's not drop the scissors. And I need another corner piece. Just right there. That's not a corner piece. There's a corner piece. Well, I don't want to do purple and purple, so here's a green. There we go. Make sure that's like centered. Yep. My points are in basically the same spot. Oh, it slid. There's my daughter, Jackie. She just went outside and without him, and he's mad about it. So he's telling us about it. Thankfully, he usually just protests a little and then settles back down when it's this late. It's like, I don't know, 9 o'clock here. My husband's already laid down, started trying to go to sleep for the night. He's got to get up super early to get to his job for us. So, but I've been staying up late to get this stuff done. Make sure I have a video for you guys for tomorrow. Today's Sunday night. So this video will be going up tomorrow morning, Monday morning. Okay. I'm going to double check where my line is. I need to kind of flip it over like this and kind of finger press it so you can see. And it looks like I got that like dead on right where it needs to be, amazingly enough. That edge. I'll go ahead and cut that one a little bit long because fabric, I'm not looking to conserve that particular fabric. But I do need yet another one of those corners. I knew these corners were going to come in handy, but I didn't realize that I would be using quite so many of them on a single block. I've had to use one on all four of this one. So, which is unusual for me. But, you know, I'm glad it's getting done. But that's one of the joys of it. You just never know how it's going to turn out. You know, because it's all random pieces. It's all random sizes. So, if there's another quote block done, and now what I will do is flip it over. And this black line is now my stitch line. And I will just run a big basting stitch, stay stitch of some sort. You just use your regular straight stitch. You can use a basting stitch if your sewing machine has one. You know, it's really up to you. You don't even have to do this stuff if you don't want to. I find it to be very, very helpful. So, I always do it. But you do have to be careful, making sure that, you know, you're feeling under there and whatnot, and nothing's folded up under where it shouldn't be, all that stuff. But yeah, I've decided that we're going to go ahead and make about half of the blocks, and then I will trim them. Okay, so I wasn't paying attention and I caught it with just a stitch or two, so I'm able to just pick it out with my fingers and get that to flip over. So, very important to pay attention, especially on those corners when you have those small pieces, because they do like to flip over. Unless you take that time to iron. If you take the time to iron, then you probably won't even have that problem. Everything will stay nicely. Go, coming up on the last little bit. There we are. Thread. Flip it over and double check to make sure you did in fact cover all your corners, your stitches. I have a nice bright orange bobbin thread in there right now, so it's, you know, it stands out quite a bit. It's very easy to see. There is a couple places, like see right here, where there's the stitch line and then there's where my fabric is. That will get, you know, eaten up into the seam allowance. You know, the seam allowance will come plenty past that, so I'm not at all concerned. Right here, it's the same thing. Right here on the corner. Didn't quite cover, you know, but it will be in the seam allowance, so it's not a problem. So, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. And I will, I have some paper mask making videos that I have some ideas for. I have a couple of journals to show off. I have a bunch of stuff to do. It's just a matter of me picking something and doing it. So, thank you so much. And don't forget to check out the links below if you'd like to purchase any of my products.